A lot of information covering the whole Bloodbath situation just recently got revealed, and I want to talk about it. Before I talk about the Bloodbath situation, I of course want to talk about Kaylee Huddle. Tyr made a statement saying that he wasn't going to use her death to promote the rank update. However, if we take a look at that screenshot, and then when he mentioned her death in the ranked update, it's very obvious he was using her name to get attention to his ranked update for Kaiji Multiverse. Keep in mind, this is Tyr, someone with a long history of lying and manipulating people. So he would never have sent her family money in any sort of way. He's just using her name to get attention to his update so he can make a profit off of it. That's all it is. And for him to sit there and lie about, oh, I wasn't using her name to promote my update. Yes, you were. It's in that screenshot. Like, nothing has changed. That currently is all the information on Kaylee Huddle at the moment. Because the entire Kaiji Multiverse Discord decided to clown on Tyr. And because of that, Tyr is now a blacklisted word. If you say it, you'll get an automatic warning from the chatbot. And not even Tyr. If you say scam or King Kaiju, you get an automatic warning. So they're trying to silence people who are actively speaking out, which is never a good look. All it does is prove my points, and it shows that Tyr is afraid of people openly speaking their mind. Now, moving on to the Bloodbath situation, there's actually a decent amount to cover. A user with the name of Nova said that they own the sound effects for Bloodbath Godzilla, and how he wanted them out of the game. Tyr's response was to kick them from the server. After being kicked, Nova did join the server, and when a user asked if they were given credit, they said no, I want them removed, and if they aren't removed, he'll file a DMCA strike. Now, I fully support this decision entirely, because having your shit stolen and still making a profit off of it is truly a scummy thing to do. Now, in one of my screenshots, it did show that people were saying that got them from Mars. And I will circle back to that. However, I want to focus on 2.0 at the moment. 2.0 banned BlackRack. Who is BlackRack? BlackRack owned Project Pacific. And if you don't know, Project Pacific sold their models to Kaiji Multiverse. And 2.0, even in the Discord, was still saying how Project had scammed them. Which, no, they didn't. They gave you the files and you couldn't import them properly. And when BlackRack promoted his game in the Discord, 2.0 had banned him. Now, I know on the surface, that seems like a reasonable ban, promoting your game. However, before Tyr bought the models from BlackRack, Tyr had promoted Project Pacific in the Discord. So how are you going to ban someone who is promoting their game when you promoted their game like not even a week prior? After being banned, Rack called 2.0 a chud, and then 2.0 decided to respond with this, which is certainly a response to being called a chud. And that's something I never understood, how 2.0 can act like this and always get away with it too. Because I don't know if I have a screenshot of it or not, but it was a huge post in the Kaiji Multiverse Discord saying how the only reason why Tyr defends 2.0 is because Tyr doesn't like bullying, which is the fattest lie I have seen all year, because 2.0 has said some pretty disgusting things, and Tyr is also an asshole. And because Tyr doesn't give a shit, 2.0 can act however they want and get away with it with no consequence. We're going to put a small pause on 2.0 for a moment and look at Mars. Mars was an animator for Kaiji Multiverse who was just recently fired, and when they were having a conversation with Tyr, Tyr openly admits to using Mars, calling Mars a puppet and saying you let others control you. Now, we're going to put a pause with that real quick, and we're going to cycle back to where people were pointing the finger at Mars. Now, Mars said that he had full permission to use Bloodbath, however, their intentions with Bloodbath were completely different. And as a matter of fact, if you say Bloodbath in the Kaiji Multiverse Discord, you get warned by the AI chatbot. However, speaking of their Discord, earlier today, Tyr did say that he was removing Bloodbath from the game to make things right. However, he's only removing Bloodbath because of the amount of backlash he has received. At this very moment, that is everything we know of. However, before I end this video, I will throw up this screenshot of Apricodal. I highly encourage you guys to screenshot this photo as well and to boost this video further into the algorithm, because the more people know about this, the more that can be done. And currently, like I said, that is everything that we know of as for now. If any other information comes out, I will gladly make a video covering it. But as always, I will keep you guys updated. Until then, take care.